Yo, what's up, y'all? I wanted to read something to you and then give an example of how far the Muslims have strayed, and we should really look at ourselves as many of us, like myself, I'm a parent, so we should really look at these things as Muslims and parents, and really think about what it means to be Muslim in the fullest sense. So it says, narrated Sahih bin Sa'd, a woman presented herself to the Prophet ﷺ for marriage. A man said to him, "O Allah's apostle, if you are not in need of her, marry her to me." The Prophet ﷺ said, "What have you got?" The man said, "I have nothing." The Prophet said to him, ﷺ, "Go and search for something, even if it were an iron ring." The man went and returned, saying, "No, I have not found anything, not even an iron ring. But I have this, my izar," it's like a waist sheet to cover your private areas, "and half of it is for her." He had no ridda, upper garment. So the Prophet ﷺ said, "What will she do with your waist sheet? If you wear it, she will have nothing over her. And if she wears it, you will have nothing over you." So the man sat down. And when he had sat a long time, he got up to leave. When the Prophet saw him leaving, ﷺ, he said to him, he called him back, and he said, or the man was called for him, and he said to the man, "How much of the Quran do you know by heart?" The man replied, "I know such and such surah to such and such surah," naming a few surahs. The Prophet ﷺ said, "I have married her to you for what you know of the Quran." I was listening to a report in the car today on Al Jazeera News, and it was talking about Jordan and the situation that they have going on there. And apparently, the ratio of women to men is 15 women to every one man. And so the government suggested that the women start to accept polygamy and become multiple wives, to the men out there. And the women were like, no, this, that, the other, blah, we won't do it, we can't, it's wrong, and yada, yada, and just really just jahil idiots. They'd rather stay single, but whatever. The rich men should give their money to the poor men so the poor men can get married. But this isn't the problem. The problem is the Muslims themselves. If you've ever tried to marry, and dare I say it, an Arab, the reality is you will not get married to that woman for like a cheap amount or a reasonable amount. They want 500,000 riyals of this, or 100,000 riyals here, or 50,000 riyal mahar. Then they want a 70,000 riyal wedding and 100,000 riyal mu'akhir, like the money you get when you're divorced. And they want these huge sums of money. And who has all of this nowadays? I mean, who had this back then? And when we look at the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we come to realize that it was never like this. This is some sort of new creation, invention of the Muslims, and it's unbelievable. How far we've fallen. How far we've strayed, and people are wondering why is everyone out making zina and fornicating and getting it on? You can't do anything else. You people really got to look at the hadith and see it as more than just some pleasant story. It's a guideline for the way we should live. This is how the Sahaba were successful, and that's the only way we're going to be successful. Anyway.